Hey guys, Nick Rodriguez here with a quick thought. I had a really interesting conversation with a gentleman from India, a young gentleman. I think he's lived here for about 10 years. But we started out talking about it's raining here. If you see, I'm in the Silicon Valley, and he was talking about how Americans, when he first got here, it was like a drought, but everybody's like drinking bottled water, everybody's taking baths with, he said something excuse me, said something with like purified water. He said something about the water that people bathe in, pure water, maybe something like that. But anyways, he thought it was really weird because in India or Africa, like, if there's a drought, there's no water. Like, it was just kind of, we started talking about that, you would kill an animal and drink the blood. You forget the taste of water in a drought somewhere, like a specific, somewhere other than America. And we talked about, how the first generation immigrants coming here have an appreciation for America and do well, and maybe the second generation, but maybe the third generation should have to leave the country for one generation and then come back, or something like that. It was interesting. And then this Indian gentleman, somehow we got onto race, and he brought up the idea. Now, this is his idea, okay? I thought it was interesting, but just to be clear, it's his idea. He thinks that black people, he said the blacks, just to be clear, but I don't think he was racist at all, like zero. But he thinks the blacks should leave the country to immigrate to other countries for better opportunity, because it would be better for them, not in a bad way. He feels like America treats black people so badly that why don't they leave the country? And so maybe the title of this is going to be An Indian Man Explains Why Black People Should Leave the Country. It sounds, at the surface level, if you say blacks should leave the country, it sounds horrible, okay? And so I don't know how you would but it made sense. It makes sense to me, so I'm not afraid to talk about this. But I never thought about that before. Like, he said that other countries, like India, he felt, and this is just him talking. I don't know anything about this guy other than where he works. But he said that, hey, they should go to India. They should go to different countries, that there's more opportunity. And I don't know if that's all different countries. He was talking specifically about India, and I'm not sure if he's mentioned anywhere else specifically. But it was an interesting idea. Why? I would love to hear from some black people, some African Americans. I would love to hear what that stirs up inside of you. This was from an immigrant himself, Indian man. He had an experience. He was telling me about an experience with getting stopped by cops, and he was one of 4 people, a Mexican, 2 black people, and him. And that he was treated very good, not very good, but good enough by the cops. The black people were treated horrible, and the Mexican guy was treated okay. So anyways, he went off of that experience that, here I am, an Indian immigrant, and I'm treated better than you as a black person who was born here, and his family has been here for a couple generations. That was his point. So again, I asked the question, if you're a black person, whoever, do you have an opinion on this? Should black people leave the country? And would that be a good, it's an interesting thought. I thought it was cool that he shared that. So it got me thinking, so I wanted to get you guys thinking. Share in the comments, share this. Let's talk about this. This is interesting. Maybe black people get pissed off and say, fuck you guys. Like, maybe you white people should leave the country. It's a controversial idea, but it was, I'd never heard that before. So anyways, curious what you guys think. All right, peace out.